Yesterday we were making notes about things that we were doing as we were reading nonfiction, and I put them up here on a chart for us. Things we did to understand nonfiction. And we talked about how we noticed the photographs, and they got us interested in the topic. Remember, Zayden, you talked about that quite a bit. We used the labels and the captions to help us think more about the photos. We put the photographs and words together to help us understand ideas. We thought about what we already knew about the topic, and we found information in the book to support our thinking. This is what we're going to really zoom in on today, is to make sure that when we talk about our ideas, that we can figure out what in the book helped us to get that thinking going, okay? So that's going to be our work today as we dive back into our book, Amazing Salamanders. Amazing Salamanders. So take a moment. You like that?
Thanks.
So take a moment and look back through chapters 1, 2, and 3, just to get yourself back into this information.
Wait, 1, 2, 3, and 4?
Just 1, 2, and 3 right now. So what was chapter 2?
Chapter 2
Where
was
do salamanders live?
So where do they live?
They live in salamanders are found in the U.S., South America, Europe, and Asia.
And what's the environment like where we find them? We're just having a quick conversation to get us back. In those really damp places, remember, because they like the moist places.
Yeah,
they don't like it dry.
Water.
Yeah,
It
they
says it
like
up
some
here.
water.
Salamanders
Like the
have
swamp.
soft, moist skin. Like
They live in swamps and lakes and oceans.
And then when they're younger, they live in water. But then when they grow up, they go in,
Like this one is from the water. You could see the water there, and then there's the stem of the leaf.
One of the things that's important when you're reading in nonfiction is to notice the way authors organize their information. So our author has given us some headings to help us figure that out. So how do salamanders stay safe? And they've given us 3 ways: using poison, hiding, and tricky tales. So your job as a reader is to figure out each of those different ways that a salamander stays safe. So go ahead and have a read of chapter 4, and then we'll come back in for some talking. Okay? So go ahead and get started with your reading.
Snakes eat salamanders.
So just read to yourself, and then we'll come back and we'll do some talking about things you're thinking. Let's go ahead and finish that.
The salamanders that are bright colored are mainly poisonous because some people like colors, and they are colored, so they're colored to protect themselves. That's why they're poisonous.
How does being that bright color actually protect them? Hands all down while she's finishing her thought.
Some people know a lot about salamanders. They can tell that the colored ones are mainly poisonous since they're like bright. And
So let's get some thinking right here. So why are these salamanders that are so brightly colored? It's a signal, right?
because if you see one of those type of salamanders, if you read this book, it tells you that the ones that have color are poisonous, and the ones that don't have color aren't poisonous that much.
But why is that important? How does
Probably
that
because
help a
Because
salamander
it
stay
tells
safe?
you when to not go to one of the type of salamanders because it's poisonous.
Okay, so
It tells you so you know that if you see a salamander, like you can buy one of these books and you could keep it with you at all time, and you could just look at the book and see if you find any salamanders in here.
So let me pause you. I want to bring you back into the book. Can you go in and have a read in the fact file box, the little circle there again? What does it tell us there about why?
brightly colored
are often poisonous.
Read it to yourself, please.
The bright
Read it to yourself.
colors.
I know.
Oh.
They are
Okay, so
colored.
sit back in your seat, sweetie.
They are colored to say like stay away, I'm poisonous. Do you want to get killed or something?
And who's it sending that message to?
The predators, the snake, the owl, this
Or
thing.
anybody.
Oh.
Anybody if they want to.
And
So
I
this is a way of warning, right? Now,
Yes.
what is that special salamander they talked about, the fire salamander? What'd you find out from there?
Oh,
Fire salamander.
I didn't
What'd you find out from
find
there?
anything out about it. It's just I thought that it spit fire out of its mouth.
So here's what I want you to do.
What?
Remember how we said our work is about making sure we find things in the book to support our thinking? Go back in and see what you find out about the fire salamander.
The fire salamander sprays.
Wait, sweetie. We're all going to go back and read that chapter and see what we find
What
out.
chapter is it?
Oh,
Chapter
sorry, not chapter, I'm
3.
sorry. So let's go back in and let's read this paragraph that says the fire salamander and what he does. So have a read here on page 17. On page 17, and what the fire salamander does.
I know.
Got it.
Got it.
I got it.
Right.
Can I go first?
So talk
fire
to us about the fire salamander, because you had some thinking about it, but you didn't have anything in the book that supported your thinking. So now you've got something that helps you with that. So talk to us.
The fire salamander, the fire sprays poison from its glands along the middle of its back.
So what does that mean? What's going on?
that it-
Hold on. This is Brandon's time to talk about his thinking. Your job is to listen to his thinking and see what you think about his thinking and what you see in the book.
It helps it because it sprays it from its back, because if something comes towards him, he can just spray it, and then it can probably get in its eyes, and then it can't see.
And then how does it help keep the salamander safe?
Because
Wait, Brandon's finishing his thinking.
because when it sprays it in its eye, it can run away because Zayden said that they're fast.
So these are two different ways we've learned that the salamanders use poison to keep them safe.
And there's another way that they keep themselves safe. It said that the poisonous burns the eyes and mouth from the predator and can affect the animal's nervous system.
So what does
It's
what does that
muscles
mean when
stop
you read those
working
words?
And it cannot breathe. It means that, like, the salamander is trying to keep the other animals away from the salamander so that the other animals won't eat the animal.
Yeah. So it's keeping the salamander safe, isn't it? Yeah.
It's kind of like a warning, and if the predator doesn't listen to that warning, it's gonna spray poison and it might die, because it said it cannot breathe, and if you can't breathe, you're gonna die.
That the salamanders hide during the day.
So talk to us a little bit more. It says that. What does that make you think? So what we've got to think about as we read this chapter is, how does hiding help keep the salamander safe?
So
Because that's why our
predators-
authors put it there. So think about that for a moment, Mariah.
So
How does
predators-
hiding help keep the salamander safe?
So predators can get them because, like, if they were walking where they can see them, they would get killed.
And so how does hiding help them?
For the predators not to see them.
What your job as a reader is as you read this information, you've got to be thinking about this question that our author began with. How do salamanders grow and change? And the first part's going to talk to us about laying eggs. You have to connect that information back up here to this question, okay?